यो नमः हरिः ओम् आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेत् तेन विघ्नाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः यदक्षरं पदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवा नारायण नमोऽस्तुते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व पुरुषोत्तमः ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितै यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताख्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति न बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ अग्नेनय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् जुहोद्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेन वो इष्टां तेन मुक्तिं विदेम ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसी जायताम् आराष्ट्रे राजन्यः चोरैषभ्याधिव्याधे महारथो जायताम् भोग्रीं धेनुर्वोढान्नड्वान् आसु सप्तिः पुरन्धिर्योषा जिष्णोरतिष्ठः सभेयो युवस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम् निकामे निकामेन पद्यन्यो न वर्षतु फलवत्यो न भोषदयः पच्यन्तां योगक्षेमो न कल्पेताम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणचक्षुः स्तोत्रमतो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वो ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् अहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मामा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु अनिराकरणम् अस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम नमस्ते गुरु.
You please recite 201 last portion from Pavamanyaha Punantuma. Alinda Kone Tanaka Bodhibidapa. Punyah Vachanam.
Om id pavamane swastye alinda odla Guruji.
Yeah, Pavamanyaha, correct. Pavamanya Punantuma. Okay, Alinda Odi. Alinda Pavamani Swastyaya Nihi.
Om pavamani swastyayani sudhugahi payasvati rushibhih samruto rasaha brahmaneshvam kumutagham etam pavamanir deshantunaha imam lokamatho amum कामात् सर्मर्दयन्तुनः देवीर्देवैः समाभृताः पावमाने स्वस्त्ययनीः सुधुगाहि घृतश्च्युतः ऋषिभिः संवृतो रसः ब्राह्मणेष्वमृतघुङ्कितम् येन देवा पवित्रेण आत्मानं पुनते सदा तेन सहस्रधारेण पावमान्या पुनन्तु मां प्राजापत्यं पवित्रं चतोऽध्यामुखं हिरण्मयं तेन ब्रह्मविदो वयं भूतं ब्रह्म पुनीमहे इन्द्रः सुनीते सह मा पुनातो सोमस्त्वस्मिन् पृथिव्या वरुणः समीच्या यमो राजा प्रमृणाभिः पुनातु मा धातवेदामोर्जयन्त्या पुनातु भूर्भुवः सुवः ॐ तच्चैरावृणीमहे धातुं यज्ञाय धातुं यज्ञपतये दैवे स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम्.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. So these are the mantras which we consider that they are adding to the Punyaha declaration in any venue. And these are the mantras which are found in this particular selection, taken from the Taittiriya Samhita and Taittiriya Brahmana. But as we see, it's only Pavamani, it's only sanctification of the house. And in that spree, we ultimately have made prayer to all these bevy of gods to see that the entire cosmos of the house or venue, the people and surroundings and all that has got to be purified, and whatever activity further they are doing must be fruitful, because as we see, uttarottara kriyaha sampadjantam. So om punyaham. So when you say om punyaham, then that uttarottara kriyaha, whatever works or rites that we undertake in future, actually Punyah Vachana is meant for honor before 1 year. People say every year one has to do Punyah Vachanam. It is something like the rehauling of our vehicles or rehauling. So that, but people don't much borrow. So rehauling also will take their own delay. So here in the last strip of this section, you observe that Prajapati and who is the Brahma, then he has to sanctify us and the venue and also the kasmas. Indra, Soma, Varuna, Yama, Jata Vedaha. So these are all the select deities who have got to bless the day and also the house and also all people. For example, it is said Indra has to provide a great strength and utsaham in the inmates of the house. And Soma has to bless good health and prosperity. And also Varuna the same way. And Yama has to also help to for purification, for getting rid of the doshas and aparadhas and all those things, and keep the Yajamana and people pure. Ultimately, we request Jata Veda Agni to give us all palm, luxury, pushti, food, and all that prosperity should be given by Jata Veda. Urjayantyaha punato. So Jata Veda, Jata Vedasau, Jata Vedasa. So Jata Vedasau means here the very word Jata Veda is Agni. Without Agni, our life is very dull. And moreover, finally, here we request with a beautiful mantra, again, which is from Rig Veda, which the Purusha Suktam, 90th Sukta of 10th Mandala. There, what after all said and done, what is that you are going to choose is the question. Then we don't know what to choose and what to delete and what we should do. We are ignorant of our own requirements in true sense. People think that, well, I can ask this much, and so get all these things. But who knows what we want? In fact, we have got the Chamaka Adhyaya, which goes under the Rudram, where there are hundreds of desires enlisted. in 11 anuvakas, where we have got the arena or the scope of our desires covering almost all the important aspects of human divine living, and divine grace, and universal prosperity and peace. So, sanchame, mayaschame, priyamchame, anukamaschame. So, here samchame, mayaschame. So, happiness, not only happiness to the humans, also the happiness to the divine people. So, that's one thing. And we have all those desires enlisted, and ultimately, yet there will be plus. Something like that plus is a sign where uh, our desire has not completed, and that's why purnamidam purnat purnamadachyate purnasya purnameva adaya purnameva vasishyate. So we don't know the purnatvam. Actually, so even Chandra, if you talk about it, he has got a black speck. He is not perfectly pure. He is not perfectly white. But that kalanka in the moon is no matter. There is no shade of that kalanka of the moon upon the ground flowing. No. So that's why Kalidasa says in Kumara Sambhavam, Ekopi doshaha gunasannipate ನಿಮಜ್ಜತಿ ಇಂದೋಹೋ ಕಿರಣೇಶು ಅಂಕಯುವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತತ್ ಆವೃಣೀಮಹೇ ಶಂ ತತ್ ಶಂ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಶಂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದಟ್, and ultimately we make a prayer that there should be divine blessings and divine activity, and there should be health and prosperity and growth, development for all human beings, and ultimately it must be that kind of health and prosperity be extended to the two-legged animals and three-legged animals or four-legged animals. So this is what we have gone through. And there is another set of Punyah Vachana mantras which we have published in the Veda Ganga volumes with translation and notes. But that I will take up a little later. And immediately I like to start with that Ayush Suktam, I mean Ayush Ruchaha, or mantras which are meant for soliciting arogyam, because it is said that Sariram Adyam Sadhanam. So for any prosperous work, for any growth, for anything, our body and our health must be cooperating. If our health is not good, then we cannot do anything at all. That's why Paramatma should bless always Ayur Arogya Bhagya Saukhyam. As in Narayaniyam, in the last Dasakam, we have seen that Sunday we had a beautiful talk on Karasiddhi Anjaneya Swami, and we had our familiar mamis from various places, and led by Alimelu Maitreyan. So they went on talking about Ayurarogya Bhagya Saukhyam, that Krishna must give us that Ayurarogya Saukhyam. And therefore, we are just trying to note down some of them, or we are familiar already with that. I changed my venue because there is some background music. So here we have got the Ayuruchaha. Dhruk is the Rigveda mantra. Yajus is the Ajurveda mantra. And Sama is the Samaveda mantra. And Atharva is Atharvaveda mantra. So Atharva means there need not be any kind of mhm. Yes, I know settled. Thank you. So here what the title that these people have given is Ayuhu Ruchaha. So the Ayuhu is a wonderful concept and requirement for all human beings. And there are, after all, our Ayu should run usefully, fruitfully, only because of the grace and our efforts and religious and other ways, we are able to have the full utility of the ayus that we have been blessed with. So, we make prayer. Paramatma, you should agree that we should not waste our time in a sense of falling sick and hospitalization, medicines and injections and all those things. No, you must be able to do your routine happily. That's why, and moreover, whatever indriyas that are being given to us, members that have been given to us, and those members of our body must be good and sound and normal. That only most important thing. Therefore, the entire Ayurruchaha, which in the page number 273 of Sarvaveda Mantraha, I'm just following the Kannada script version. So there are around 15 mantras collected from different sources of the Vedas and made it as like an anthology like, so that all that will refer to enhancement of the ayuhu or prosperity, full utilitarian life that we can enjoy that. Because maybe that we have got a span of life given 100, but we don't know, 50 years we'll sleep, and 12 years we take bath, 8 years we keep eating. For of all these things, ultimately for our learning, as Vyasa Bhagavan enlists, we are about 4 years full time. So the education time that we are allotted in our life scales is very low compared to any other thing, taking bath, traveling, sleeping, and family things and so on. Now, so శివలింగ ఎవరే ఫస్ట్ మంత్రం సతీష్ గారు చదువుతారా భద్రం కర్ణేభిః బికాస్ దిస్ వీ హ్యావ్ బీన్ డూయింగ్ ఇట్ సో ఫస్ట్ టూ మంత్రాస్ ప్లీజ్ రిపీట్ ఓం భద్రం కర్ణేభిः శృణుయామదేవాः భద్రం పశ్యేమ అక్షభిర్యజత్రాः స్థిరైరంగైः तुष्टुवांसः तनूभिः व्यसेमा देवहितं यदायुः. So here the ayuhu is being requestioned. Only a first part of Adhyayana on this mantra is being given, where we are always to be safe with the ear, eye, then our respective limbs of our body, and continuation of our life and activity and lifetime to the good of the people and gods until the last breath of life. We are required to be doing something positive that will be contributory to the society. So all this is called as Bhadram, Bhadram, Sthiram, Swasti, and Yadayuhu. See, this is a very familiar mantra which we are repeating all time in our Kendra as a part of prayer. Now, the next mantra, you have got to do something new, and we'll just try to catch it up. ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಅವರೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಓಂ ಪುನಃ ಪುನಃ ಜಾಯಮಾನ
पुनः पुनः जायमानः पुनः पुनः जायमानाः
पुराणी समानं वर्णम्
पुराणी समानं वर्णं पुराणी समानं वर्णम्
अभिसुम्भमाना
अभिशुम्भमाना अभिशुम्भमाना
स्वग्नीवा
श्वग्नीव श्वग्नीव
कृष्णुभिः
ऋतुविः ऋतुविः
विज आमीनाना आमीनाना
ऋज आमीनाना ऋज आमीनाना
मर्त्यस्मर्तस्य देवी
मर्तस्य देवी मर्तस्य देवी
जरयन्त्यायुः
जरयन्त्यायुः जरयन्त्यायुः
द्रविणोदा द्रविणसस्तुरस्य
द्रविणोदा द्रविणस्तरस्य द्रविणोदा द्रविणस्तुरस्य
द्रविणोदाः सनरस्य
द्रविणोदाः सनरस्य द्रविणोदाः सनरस्य
प्रयंसतु
प्रयंसत् प्रयंसत्
द्रविणोदा वीरवतीमिषं नो
द्रविणोदो वीरवती मिषं नो द्रविणोदा वीरवती मिषं नो
द्रविणोदारासते दीर्घमायु
द्रविणोदारासते दीर्घमायुः द्रविणोदारासते दीर्घमायुः.
So actually the concept of ayus is a time prescribed when we have entered into this bhulokam, and that time schedule has got to be appropriately utilized. As we see, this is Satamanam Bhavatu, Shatayuhu, Purushaha, like that. It comes that, so Satamanam Mana is the measure, and Maryada is the limitation. So Mana and Maryada, these are the two important observations to be made when people are born on the land. So, but moreover, it is always known to everybody, and every scriptural text says, every Rishi says that the birth is not end, nor death is not end. So this birth and death is a cycle which keeps on repeating, recycling and all that. But we expect that we have to work out when opportunity of life is being given to us upon the earth to stop this kind of revolving or rotations. For example, Aruna Prashna, it is said, Mrutva punarmrutyuma padjante adyamanaha swakarmabhihi. So, people die. Again they die. To die again, to have a birth. And to have a birth, to die again. So this type of things is called a cycle, and that is very much ancient also. So here, punah punaha jayamana purani. See, the idea of again and again being born, and that is taking place times immemorial, generations together, is an old one. Purani, Puranavam. That is not today, it has been uh, postulated or introduced, but it has been introduced since a long time. Punah punaha jayamana. Again and again people are born. And it's a Purani. This practice is going on since a long time. And therefore, Samanam Varnam Abhisumbhamana. So, what we make a prayer is that we have to have a Samanam Varnam. There should be a kind of equipoiseness, rather a normalcy and homogeneity in this kind of thing, and we have to improve ourselves. And moreover, how it is like that, so martasya devi ayuhu jarayanti. This is subject matter. Martasya, a person who dies, who is liable to death. That's why it is said that sarvam naswaram, and then there is nothing that can continue to be a long time. Even when prayam comes, still things will be remnant, and all that will stay in the stomach of Paramatma. Therefore, Narayana is one who takes after the pralayam or or deluge. So deluge is something which will take place for about 36 years. That calendar is different. And 12 years, there will be wonderful sunshine. And it's a very powerful Martanda he becomes. Martandaya namo namaha. Adenu, he is there. Martanda is one of the 8 Suryas who has been rented or given away to Kashyapa, to Surya Bhagavan, who asked Kashyap Maharshi to have an assistant for him. So he gave the Surya, one Surya, to Kashyapa, to Mrityu Devata or Yama or anybody, to assist him in help in trying to put out. Therefore, he has got that Martanda Samateja anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So that Martandaya namo namaha. So Swagni iva. Swagni iva krutsnu vija aminana. So ayuhu jarayati.
Guruji, page number
Ayusana
ಎಷ್ಟು ಗುರುಜಿ? Page number
273.
27.
Kannada version. Second mantra is Swagni iva krutsu vija aminana martasya. So jarayati ahuhu, jarayanti ahuhu, ayuhu andre, how is our life spent away? Or without our knowledge, the time is there to make us older. People say differently, how do you realize this old age? And one person says the old age begins from the legs, especially the knees. So ಕಾಲಿಂದ ಏಜಿಂಗು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ, ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಾದರೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೆಗ್ ಪೈನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್, knee pain. ಬಾಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದರೆ ಪಾಪನನ್ನು ದಿ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಓಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾಳೆ, ಏಯ್ ಬಾರೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನು ಓಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕವನಾದಾಗ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ದೊಡ್ಡವನಾಗ್ತಾ ಆಗ್ತಾ ನಾ ಕಾಲು ನೋವ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಬರೋಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳು ಅಂತಾನೆ. ಹೌದಾಗ ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಅವರೇ? ಸೊ ಚಿಕ್ಕವರು ಮಾತ್ರನೇ, ಆದರೆ ವೈಲ್ ಯಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂಗ್ತ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲೆಗ್ಸ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಜರಯತಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಮಿನಿಷಿಂಗ್. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ತೆಲುಗು ಕವಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, గడియారంబున టక్కు టక్కుమని వేగం కొట్టు శబ్దంబు వెంబడి ఆయుష్యములు ఒక్కటొక్కటిగా సోపానంబులు డిగ్గున్ అంటారు. యాజ్ యూ సీ ది పెండులమ్ ఇన్ ది క్లాక్ keep sound saying tuck 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 tuck. So imagine that our ayus is getting downwards, step by step down. And again another but life is like that. Another poet, he says that when once one has that shaving done, the one of the hair piece sticks to the soap or something and then talks to the fellow who cut it out. నేడు ఛేదించితివి రేపు చూడు నన్ను తొలిచూరి విధమన తొంగి చూతూ. ఆ తొలిచూరి విధమన తొంగి చూతూ మీన్స్ ఇట్స్ a repetition, and it will again come back. Today you shave, tomorrow again you have to shave, tomorrow again. So that is what jayamana. Adu, as we live, the haircut will again come back. Even that same is true for the trees also. See, bumper growth of the tree, but when you just shovel or when you cut, you do that cutting to the trees will have again bumper growth. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಈ ಜಾಯಮಾನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ದಿ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್. that growth is again and again repeated, and it is not today. Purani. And again samanam varnam abhisumbhamana. And ಈ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಏಜ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು, she has not got any discrimination to anybody. The old age is common to all. Therefore, it is said that Swagni. Swa, I don't know the meaning, I don't go to the commentaries, sir. I'm just whatever strikes to me, I'm telling. It is also one kind of looking. Swa means tomorrow, hope. Gni is killer or remover or obstructing. So Swagni va andre, what is yesterday, we have not got to have it today. What water flows away in river, when you pick up some water in a river, Ganga, and again the same water you cannot pick up, must have gone off. But what water again you pick up will be new. Therefore, it is that is say that Kala is a Pravaha. ಈ ಕಾಲ ಪ್ರವಾಹ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ದೇವಿ ದೇವಿ is common even for the gods. So when after Pralayam, when Narayana is floating on the water and all that, sleeping, Yoga Nidra, then Kala Devata will come and wake him up, saying that, Baba, you cannot continue to sleep, you have work to do. Something like what you see, Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Narasardula Kartavyam Daivamanhikam. సో అమ్మవారు దేవి ఏం చెప్తుంది అంటే, రేపు అనేది వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. టుడే ఇవాళ అనుకుంటారు రేపు చేద్దామని, ఆ రేపు కూడా వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, మళ్ళా రేపు వస్తుంది. దెర్ఫోర్ Shakespeare, in negativity, in Macbeth, he makes Macbeth the hero. Tomorrow, tomorrow, damn tomorrow is a tale told by an idiot ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. The context is different. But here, tomorrow is Swagniva, like one that your hopes are extinguished. Because as we grow older and older, the Sharira Shakti will not remain the same. It has a scope for dwindling, scope for decaying, and all that. Therefore, and also Krutsnu, Aminana Vijay. Hello, Ma. Good morning. And but I want to tell you one important thing. నాది జిగేల్ ఉన్నట్టు జుబ్బా ఉంది మా నా 3వ షెల్ఫ్లోనూ రూమ్లో క్లాస్లో వచ్చేటప్పుడు ఆ జుబ్బా వేసుకుందాం అనుకోండి. ఇఫ్ యూ ఫీల్ దట్ ఐ కెన్ టేక్ దట్ జుబ్బా, మహేష్ది టైం అప్పుడు అది కొంచెం జాగ్రత్త, అది ఖాదీ వాళ్ళది బాగుంటుంది. If you certify that jibba, please bring it. Now Amma is giving practice to Mahesh in the hall. Oh. So you can, but she kept her iPad here only. So Mahesh cheste vaadu andistadu, nee communication istadu. Okay? Huh? Okay, she is there and she's okay. No problem. She's on. Huh? Bye. So, see, Devi Jarayanti Ayuhu. What is the job of Kaladevi? అమ్మవారు ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే మన యొక్క ఆయుస్సును అలా కత్తిరి ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ఇర్తాಳೆ. She will be using her vigor scissors and see that we are green. You see, she will not allow us to have any kind of extension of our life. Even though in hospitals, some doctors keep the life-saving drugs anta kottare. Our life-saving drugs or whatever that extra ultimate treatment or support they give, that is temporary. When they pick out all those connections, the fellow dies. And in fact, we know yes, the great scholar, that's Satyavani's father, he was 78. Recently, he died also in Manipal Hospital. They were able to continue him to breath and be visible to people for some time. But the time has come when they cannot make him stay. So when doctors come and remove all that, immediately passed out. That's why it is called Swagni. దేవి అమ్మవారి యొక్క పని ఏమిటంటే మనుష్యుల ఆయుస్సును తగ్గిస్తూ ఉండడమే. డే బై డే ఆయు గచ్చతి. ఈవెన్ శంకరాచార్య ఆల్సో హెస్ టోల్డ్ us దినయామిన్యౌ సాయం ప్రాతః శిశిరవసంతౌ పునరాయాతః కాలః గచ్చతి క్రీడతి ఆయు. సో తదపి నముంచత్యాసా వాయు భజ గోవిందం. That is, ಆಶಾವಾಯು ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಬ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. That's what Krishna Vija Aminina, ಆಶಾವಾಯು will be there. But that ಆಶಾವಾಯು cannot be made to continue because there is that Jara Devi. And that Jara Devi is one who will be able to reduce that. So it's called Mahakali, Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati. We are comfortable with Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati, but not with Kali, because she will be Sarvabhatshaki and she will reduce, she will give all kinds of things. That's why in Durga Saptasati also, it was Kalika who becomes virulently active in fight with the Mahishasura or Sumbha Rakshasas. So Jarayanti Ayuhu. So I hope, I mean, whatever. So Abhisambhamana Devi Samanam. So that's why, on the other hand, we have also got the concept as Samaram. Samara means the death is common to all people when they go for Yuddham. Ali, whether he's a king or a soldier or a commander or anybody, no matter. In the war, they fight with such a spirit. Yasova Mrutyurva. Yasassu means when they win, they will get the fame, name, wealth, land, etc. If they die, they get the Veerasargam. So, Ayuhu Devi Martasya Jarayati. So, it is as a preamble mantra, Yajurved is chosen that Ammavaru మన జీవితంలో all our life scales, our lifetime is being reduced. And we are always prescribed the condition on or before, on or before. Now, apart from this kind of natural activity, for all people upon the land, when they are pushed into Bhumi, so this is the status that everybody will enjoy. Therefore, we require Ashirvadam of the respective gods in the form of money, in the form of money or wealth, and therefore you observe here when we are getting the wealth, see Veeravati Naha Dirghamayuhu Rasate. Same, there are two Devis. Devi has got multitudinous functions, not one function. అమ్మవారికి అన్ని రకాల విశ్వేశ్వరి, విశ్వధాత్రి, విశ్వమాత్ర, విరాగిణి. ఈ లలితా సహస్రనామం. అమ్మవారు సొంతానికి ఏమి పెట్టుకోదు. షీ హ్యాస్ నథింగ్ ఫర్ హర్ సెల్ఫ్ టు కీప్. She will just share any and everything that she has got with her, and see that people upon the earth will have utility of the life scales or lifetime that they spend to be really fruitful. Andukosame we have got two shariras. One is the kaya, bhautika kaya, bhautika shariram, and another is called as the yashas shariram. Ee bhautika shariram will disappear, but yashas shariram will say. That's why it Potana says, Srinatha says, the Telugu poet, we cannot be proud when we are living with all riches and comforts. He says, Kare Rajulu Rajamul Galgare Garvonatin Chandare Vareri Siri Mutagattukoni Povan Jalire భూమిపై పేరైనన్ కలదే అంటారు. అంటే were not there so many kings, did not they become highly proud because of their wealth and strength and all other conditions? Garvonatim chandare, where are they? Perainan kalade ilalo, upon the earth, is there at least their name at all? You see, to protect the freedom of our country, Bharat, there are hundreds of heroines and heroes, rather, Yuddha Veeras and Yuddha. And just now I saw one video where Durga Devi, that was a very young lady. She wanted to protect the freedom of our country. She fought with the Mughals who wanted to snatch away that land. And at that time, Akbar was there ruling the land, and he had 5,000 Sena coming to attack the small state Then this powerful queen with 500 army, she attacked and saw that they were made to go away at first instance, on first day. So thereby you observe that Devi Jarayati Ayuhu on one hand, Devi Dirgham Ayuhu Rasate. So you see the difference between the two. If we are really devoted and fruitfully engaging our time, then Ammavaru will get pleased. Tiskura, Ammanu Lalita పిలుస్తోంది. So you observe, Paramatma is all in all. He has punishment power. He has protective power. So Rakshava, Bhakshava, Tvameva Saranam. As my Guru was telling, Prabho, Rakshava, Bhakshava, Mameva Saranam. So Devi Ayuhu Jarayati Anavaga Bhakshayati. That's why in Atharva Veda we have got a suktam, Kala Suktam. Kalo Jagat Bhakshakaha. Kalaha Pachati Bhutani. Kaloyam Niravadihi. I have taught Kala Suktam long back in our Kendra. And we have published also the Kala Suktam in our Vedaganga series. But however, people forget, though the students are changing. They are not constantly ever. Once they become graduated, they go away and they don't even talk to us. However, this is the nature of all institutions, educational, but they should remember whatever that they have learned from. So then the Kala Sukta is there. Kaloyam Jagat Bhakshakaha. Atharveda says that he Kala ideyala, he has no discrimination at all. It will consume any and everything in the world, like the goat or like Agni. Agni yadu illa. So Bhasmasat Kurute Arjuna anta. So Agni will turn any and everything into ashes. So now I am explaining the third mantra. Let us turn to that. Dravinoda Dravinasaha Turasya Dravinasaha Turasya Dravinoda Sanarasya Priyam Satu Dravinoda Viravati Misham No Dravinoda Rasate Dirghamayu. This is Ashirvada mantra, and this is the mantra repeatedly uttered in the regular Punyah Vachana mantras, which every priest that comes to our house to do Punyah Vachanam, he will do these mantras. This is one of the mantras. That Om Punyaham Akshataha Pantu and everything Pantu, Pantu, Pantu. So ಆಮೇಲೆ you will talk to that ನವೋ ನವೋ ಭವತಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಮಂತ್ರನು ದ್ರವಿಣೋದ ಅನ್ನೋ ಮಂತ್ರ ಈ ಕೆಲವು ಮಂತ್ರಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ which will extend ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದಂ, which will Ashirvadam means what? The best wish that the individual who has done some fruitful work be blessed with long life, prosperity and all that. So here, ఈ అమ్మవారు ఎవరు అంటే, see, Veeravati Dravinoda, she is one who will provide lot of riches. So Da means giver. So she is the provider of Dravinam. So Dravina no Shabda you can see in Sri Suktam. Do you remember, sir? Dravina andre Dhanam. ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಅವರ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಶ್ರೀ ಸೂಕ್ತದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಾಂಪ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಧನಂ ಅಗ್ನಿರ್ಧನಂ ವಾಯುರ್ಧನಂ ಸೂರ್ಯೋ ಧನಂ ವಸು. ಹೇಳಿ, ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಬೈಪಾಟ್
ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇದೆ. ಬಯಾಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಬಯಾಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಹೇಳಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಧನಂ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತಾ ಸೂಕ್ತ?
No, 243.
So dhanam and dravinam. See, dhanam, there is a lot of difference between dhanam and dravinam. So dravinam is all encompassing. Dhanam is a specific wealth, bank balance. I think so. So
Dhanam Agnir, Dhanam Vayur. ಹೇಳ ಗುರುಜಿ.
yes, ಹೇಳಿ.
ಧನಂ ಅಗ್ನಿರ್ ಧನಂ ವಾಯುರ್ ಧನಂ ಸೂರ್ಯೋ ಧನಂ ವಸುಃ ಧನಮಿಂದ್ರೋ ಬೃಹಸ್ಪತಿರ್ ವರುಣಂ ಧನಮಶ್ನುತೆ ವೈನತೇಯ
ಸೋಮಂ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಅದು ಬೇಡ. ಸೊ
ವೈನತೇಯ ಸೋಮಂ ಪಿಬ ಸೋಮಂ ಪಿಬತು ವೃತ್ರಃ ಸೋಮಂ
but here
ಸೋಮಿನೋ ಮಹ್ಯಂ ದದಾತು ಸೋಮಿನಿ.
yeah, so ikkada agni is wealth. Dhanam agnihi, dhanam vayuhu, dhanam suryaha, dhanam indraha. So all these are real wealth for us. Unless their cooperation and support is there, we are not able to have our ayuhu upon the land well utilized. Agni beku, Indra beku, Vayu beku, Varuna beku, everlaru beku. Therefore, they are simply identified as the dhanam. Rather, they are the manifestation of the wealth in these forms performing different versions. That's why you got the word Dravinoda and Dravinasaha Turasya Dravinodaha ನರಸ್ಯ ಸರರಸ್ಯ ಪ್ರಿಯಂ ಸತು. ದುಡ್ಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಆನಂದವಾಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನರಸ್ಯ ಪ್ರಿಯಂ ಸತು. ಸೊ this Dravidam, when one possesses, he will be very happy. And who does give this kind of wealth? Andre Mahalakshmi, Sri Devi. Therefore, dhanam me dehi ಮಹಾಧನೆ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಶ್ರೀ ಸೂಕ್ತದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಾಧನೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ವಿಧವಾದ ಧನಗಳಿದೆಯೋ ಆರ್ ವೆಲ್ತ್ ಇದೆಯೋ, ಆಲ್ ದಟ್ ವೆಲ್ತ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಫೋಕಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರಾಶೀಭೂತವಾಗಿ ಮಹಾಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಮಹಾಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ will make any and every granting to the requirement of the people depending upon their eligibility, ability to have deserving to that. So here ಆ ದ್ರವಿಣೋದ ದೇವಿ ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೀರವತಿ. ಸೊ ವೀರಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ, ಸೊ ವೀರವತಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಅಂಥ ವೀರವತಿಯಾಗಿರುವ ದ್ರವಿಡವನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವ ಆ ತಾಯಿ ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾಳೆ? ದೀರ್ಘಮಾಯು ರಾಸತೆ. ಸಿ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವೆಲ್ತ್, ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆರಿಟಿ, ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆರೋಗ್ಯಂ, longevity also important. So only when there is longevity, we are able to enjoy. That's why the advantage of being senior citizens is very great. So senior, the more days, more years that a man lives upon the earth is a very useful gain. So people need not feel tired. ಓ ನನಗೆ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಯಿತು, ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗೋದು ಬೆಟ್ರು, ಈ ಥರ ಮಾತಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ದೀರ್ಘಂ ಆಯುಹು ರಾಸತೆ. You have got jarayati and rasate. Ra means to give. So she is having the double, two sides of the coin. She will try to reduce our life scales, our lifetime, or otherwise during the lifetime she will be able to provide you all that comfort and money, luxury and support that we can continue. This is exactly ayuhu prayojana. What is the advantage of the ayush is that we should have reduction, at the same time promotion. When you go to the shop, we ask for reduction. And for him, though he will normally reduce some percentage discount, then he will do discount not at loss, but still he will keep some gain out of the commodity. So like that, it is all business secret. 4 rupees ತಗೊಂಡು 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ 8 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ 4 rupees ಗೈನ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಒಬ್ಬ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅವೆನ್ಯೂ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸರ್ 2 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮಗೇನು ನಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ, ಅದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್ರ, ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ದಿಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ. ಓಂ ಉದೀರ್ಧ್ವಂ ಜೀವೋ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ.
ॐ उदीर्ध्वं जीवो ॐ उदीर्ध्वं जीवो
ಅಸೂರ್ನ ಆಗಾತು
असूर्न आगात् असूर्न आगात्
ಅಪ ಅಪಪ್ರಾಗಾತ್ತಮ
अपप्रागात्तम अपप्रागात्तम
ಆಜ್ಯೋತಿರೇತಿ
आज्योतिरीति आज्योतिरीति
ಆ ಏತಿ ಆಜ್ಯೋತಿರೇತಿ
आज्योतिरीति आज्योतिरीति
ಆರೈಶ್ಚಂಧಾಂ
आरैक्पन्थाम् आरैक्पन्थाम्
ಯಾತವೇ ಸೂರ್ಯಾಯಾಗನ್ಮ
यातवे सूर्या यागन्मा यातवे सूर्या यागन्मा
ಯತ್ರ ಪ್ರತಿರಂತಿ ಆಯುಃ
यत्र प्रतिरन्त आयुः यत्र प्रतिरन्त आयुः
ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾವತಾಂ
दक्षिणावताम् दक्षिणावताम्
ಇಮಾನಿ ಚಿತ್ರಾ
इमानी चित्रा इमानी चित्रा
ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾವತಾಂ
दक्षिणावताम् दक्षिणावताम्
ದಿವಿ ಸೂರ್ಯಾಸಃ
दिवि सूर्यासः दिवि सूर्यासः
ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾವಂತೋ ಅಮೃತಂ ಭಜಂತೆ
दक्षिणावन्तो अमृतं भजन्ते दक्षिणावन्तो अमृतं भजन्ते
ದಿವಿ ಸೂರ್ಯಾಸಃ ಸಾರಿ ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾವಂತ ಪ್ರತಿರಂತ ಆಯುಃ
दक्षिणावन्तः प्रतिरन्त आयुः दक्षिणावन्तः प्रतिरन्त आयुः.
So these mantras we'll explain next, and we understand Dakshina is one concept which has been introduced to us, and it has got different meanings contextually and even otherwise. And even Surya Bhagavan is requested to be favorable for us in order that our life scales, lifetime upon the earth becomes really enjoyable and fruitful. Bhunjanaha manushan bhogan. So whatever bhoga, whatever experiences, positive and otherwise, to beget during the lifetime, that also be blessed by Surya Bhagavan, because every day is a bonus for us. And so here is a prayer to Surya, and all these mantras are found in the Saura Suktam, Mahasauram, which I'm doing on Saturdays. And so you can see what is the utility of the gods who are visible and invisible to our life scales, I mean lifetimes. Because generations together, people have been very much devoted to the gods. And where have gone all these generations, what I don't know. But there are people who have created history. And in view of the history, we are able to learn and get wisdom from all that. So, and that history is again in Aruna Prashna. So, Satish Garu, మీకు అరుణ ప్రశ్న తెలుసు కదా?
ಇಲ್ಲ
There
ಇಲ್ಲ
are four
ನಾನು ಕಲ್ತಿಲ್ಲ
measures.
ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ.
There are four measures through which you can surmise the existence of the gods. So that I will again tell you next. So Aruna Prashna is a wonderful guideline for our understand, for our wisdom. Okay, stop here. Om Swasti.
ॐ कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णाय यादवेन्द्राय ज्ञानमुद्राय योगिने नाथाय रुक्मिणेशाय नमो वेदान्तवेदिने कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णन् वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेत् येन विघ्नाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः। यदक्षरं पदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवा नारायण नमोऽस्तुते। विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यून्यानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व पुरुषोत्तमाः। आभिर्गिर्भिर्यदतो न ऊनमाप्यायय हरिवो वर्धमानः। यथा स्तोत्रभ्यो मयि गोत्रारुजासि भो इष्टभाजो अदत्तेषाम ब्रह्म प्रावादि स्म तन्नामहासीत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। स ओम सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति।